Unprompted, my dad turns to me and he goes, "Did you know he was gay?" And I was like, "No." "Yeah."
You know, before starting this video, I was doing a little bit of thinking. And I was thinking of all the things that I've researched over these years. I've never researched humor or laughter and why we have it and the purpose of it. Meaning that, think about it this way. One person can walk into a room and say a few words and everyone in that room will have the same exact reaction involuntarily. You know, if you think about it, it's a superpower. All right. And that could be, you know, if you can make everyone laugh at will, which is, I think, why so many comedians get paid so well, you know, I don't know. But this brings me to Tom Segura. Everything that I see from this guy is absolutely hilarious. I even watched an episode of Your Mom's House, which is his podcast, and I see why he's so funny. I think he has an advantage over most comedians, and I'll explain that a little bit later in the video. But let's go ahead and get started with this video. This is Tom Segura thinks kids are the worst storytellers. Now, I haven't seen this yet. Before we get into it, if you like reactions from Tom Segura, liking the video, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell is a great way to let me know to check out more. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's go.
All of us, when we were kids, and all kids now, for a certain period of time, the worst storytellers ever, okay? You don't know shit about editing information, enhancing things, keeping people's interest. So look, you don't have to have a kid to know about this. Talk to any kid, a friend's kid, a niece, a nephew. It's when you go to a kid, you go like, "Hey, were you outside?" And they go, "Yeah." And you're like, "Why don't you dial that back? That was crazy, okay?" And then you ask one question like, "How was that?" And they go, "I have, when Jeanette came by, she brought the yellow cup that she didn't want to kick the ball back, but I said, because Brian's cup is red, that if you don't have it now, then you don't have to bring the blue, because the blue one that Jane had was with her. I said, if you don't have it, you can use mine now, but then next it's my turn." You go, "That was a great fucking story. Thank you."
It's funny because I can picture the kid that he's talking about.
Jesus.
Right.
And then kids accidentally tell their first good story. They don't mean to. It's an accident. That's why it leaves an impact. Because you go, "Were you at the park?" And they go, "Yeah." And you go, "Well, how was that?" And they go, "I saw Uncle Jeff. He had a lady sitting on his lap, but it wasn't Aunt Maria." And you're like, "What?" And the kid's like, "Shit, I've never seen that fucking face before." And you're like, "That's a good story." Go find more stories like that.
I guess that's how good stories are created, and when you think about it.
That's burned into your psyche. That's why you go to work, you see your coworker, you're like, "Hey, I got some juice." And they're like, "Is it gonna negatively impact somebody's life?" Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "Fucking hook that shit up!"
We love drama.
I've spread so many fucking rumors. My favorite part about rumors, nobody verifies shit. Somebody says something once, and you're like, "Cool, I'll roll with that forever. Thanks, man." Like, they're like, "Are you gonna fact check that?" And you're like, "Why? You said it out loud. I don't have to check anything out." Like,
right.
It's now a fact, so whatever. It's really, it's a seed, right? It's a seed. You ever be a part of one that just grows? I remember years ago, I'm watching a movie with my dad. In the middle of the movie, the actor Tommy Lee Jones appears on screen. Great actor, Oscar winner. Unprompted, my dad turns to me and he goes, "Did you know he was gay?" And I was like, "No." "Yeah." Now, it doesn't matter, and I don't care.
I never knew that.
But I decided I would tell everyone I ever met for the rest of my life that Tommy Lee Jones is gay.
I think I know where this is
I told
going.
a lot of people. Like from The Fugitive through No Country for Old Men. I told everyone.
Oh. By the way, No Country for Old Men, one of the greatest movies, one of my favorite movies of all time, that and There Will Be Blood.
Until one day I told somebody and he goes, "No, he isn't." And I was like, "Yeah, he is." And he goes, "How do you know that?" And I said, "My dad told me." And he goes, "What, your dad fuck him or something?" And I was like, "I don't think so." Then he goes, "I've known him 40 years. I know his wife and kids. I knew him when he was single. He is not gay." And I go, "What is happening right now?"
The real question is, how did you go that long without fact checking it? I guess that's the beginning of the joke, because if someone told me like that, I'm instantly researching it myself. I'm like, is that, no way, get out of here.
I called my dad immediately. And I was like, "Dad, I just got confirmation that Tommy Lee Jones isn't gay." And my dad goes, "Oh, I thought he was."
I like the dad voice.
"Is that the end of your investigation? Are you fucking serious? Why did you tell me that?" He goes, "I don't know." I said, "Did somebody tell you?" He goes, "I can't remember." I said, "Have you been telling everybody for 15 years that Tommy Lee Jones is gay?" And he goes, "Yep."
It's called defamation.
I go, "Don't you think we should stop?" And he goes, "Now we should."
Wow, so that was another banger from Tom. All right, now, Tom Segura, in my opinion, is a gifted comedian. And I think there's a big difference between gifted comedians and talented comedians. A talented comedian will, when they're being interviewed, they'll sit down and just tell a bunch of jokes that they wrote prior to appear to be naturally funny, because people expect comedians to be funny whenever they sit down. However, with Tom, he is just naturally funny. Every interview that I've seen him in, even watching an episode of Your Mom's House, his podcast, I just see that his personality is funny. The cadence in the way he speaks is funny. Like, he has a funny cadence.
I understand this because maybe it's me, I'm a little up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you.
So he doesn't really have to try hard to be funny. And I doubt he spends a lot of time writing, because all he really has to do is just record himself talking or whatever. He's one of those comedians I think could wing it on stage, but I could be wrong. You know, maybe he wrote a lot of stuff and just, we know he has infinite jokes. I don't know, but I think that it's just natural for him. So yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to check out the next bit from Tom, and also to catch one of his shows. Usually comedians that do numbers like he does, those tickets are pretty damn expensive, but I'm definitely checking something out in this lifetime whenever I catch him. Okay, so guys, that'll do it for my video today. Please like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. All my links to support the page are in the description. If you like this type of content, or if you want to just support this channel, it's all in the description. I appreciate you guys and everything you do. Hope you have a great day. Peace.
Get the fuck out of here, Tommy.
I almost had him. You stuttering prick, yeah. Frankie, was he shaking?